Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I got an article here coming from Hungary, actually, but it's about the Turkish foreign minister who coincidentally goes to Hungary to visit his friends over there, it seems like, regarding, or he makes some statements regarding Finland's and Sweden's membership bid, NATO membership bid, and he is not very positive about it. I think it's very strange that he visits Hungary, another country that did not agree yet to these two countries entering NATO. And I don't know if they are just meeting to form a common front on their maybe a joint statement, declaration. But hey, let's see what's going on here. We have this article from Sputnik right there, and it is from today, which is Tuesday, the 31st of January 2023. This is the title. Ankara will not approve Sweden-Finland NATO membership under current conditions, Turkish foreign minister says. It's very important, this current conditions. Why? Because I will explain why. Ankara, the Turkish parliament will not ratify the protocol on the NATO membership of Sweden and Finland under the current conditions, Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said on Tuesday, today. And here is going to be a little mistake here. I will point it out and I will explain what happened. And I'm quoting, Swedish Foreign Minister Tobias Billström came to visit us. So basically this is the Turkish foreign minister talking. So Swedish foreign minister came to visit us. He was in the parliament, met with parties. He heard that all parties are equally declaring that without the fulfillment of the obligations assumed to us, the ratification of the protocol is impossible. Therefore, in the current conditions, it is not necessary to talk about the approval of this document, end quote. And then this is where the mistake comes. They put here Tobias Billström said at a joint press conference with his Hungarian counterpart. So it's not Tobias Billström who said this, because he was in the sentence here, is the Turkish foreign minister Mevlut Cavusoglu, and the foreign minister of Hungary is none other than the fantastic Szijjártó, right? Peter Szijjártó. Now, why this is a mistake? Because I looked in some newspapers and I found out that yes, the Turkish foreign minister due to visit Hungary to discuss bilateral relations, and that was it was yesterday on the 30th. So during visit, Cavusoglu also to be received by Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, said Turkish Foreign Ministry. So yesterday he was supposed to go to Hungary. Today is in Hungary, and he made this statement here at a joint press conference with his Hungarian counterpart, which, as I said, is not Orban, but that was about meeting Orban. This is about Szijjártó, Foreign Minister of Hungary. So under the current conditions, and I'm quoting here, I'm reading further, Ankara may, and I'm quoting, look positively at Finland's membership in NATO if Helsinki and the alliance decide on a separate application from Sweden, the minister added. So the current conditions are not meeting the first applying as a joint, as a team. So this is said, okay, if they are still under the current conditions of applying together, Finland and Sweden, there will not be any ratification of the protocol. It's impossible, he said. The ratification of the protocol is impossible. But he said we might look positively at Finland's membership if Finland, Helsinki, and the alliance decide on a separate application from Sweden. So if Finland applies by itself, probably these guys will look at it and demand more, and Finland will have to fulfill and probably join NATO, and Sweden will stay somewhere else, left in the cold. On May 18, 2022, against the backdrop of the Russian special military operation in Ukraine, Sweden and Finland applied for NATO membership together as a team. Their accession protocols have already been ratified by all NATO members except Hungary and Turkey. So, Turkish President Erdogan said Sweden should not count on Turkish support for the application to join NATO. Earlier, trilateral talks among Turkey, Sweden and Finland on NATO membership were postponed at Ankara's request. So, what could happen next? History taught me, at least, that even when you have rules, and the rules are for the whole employees of a company, have policies and rules and all that. Those rules could be violated or banned if the right person said so. So if the person with authority comes over and say, you know what, yeah, I know that that's the policy, but we're going to make an exception, and he doesn't even have to tell you what the exception is if he's in charge. I found this in my life, and history gives many examples when you have a law or a rule and that was violated, just ignored. Why? Because of the person, the entity with authority. So in this case, this is what I think is going to happen. In the case of Sweden being rejected by Turkey, I don't know if Hungary will reject that, but Turkey, then I think this is the scenario I foresee happening. The United States and other weasel countries following United States, which will be Germany, France, and the strong countries, will come and say, well, you know what? We don't think that's fair. I think Erdogan is a bad dude, and they're going to start saying that the human rights record of Turkey sucks. Therefore, he should not be taken into consideration. He's just an evil guy, probably colluding with Russia and all that. They will do whatever they want, and they're going to say, and they say, we have to defend Sweden. Therefore, we're going to create a separate term, a separate how should I put it? You're not a member or a non-member. We're going to create a third or a fourth or a fifth term, which is going to be condition, let's put it this way, under which Sweden will not be considered a full member, but will be considered a kupu-kupu member, or a lili-lili, or lolo-lolo, tutu-tutu member. Okay, they will make up a stupid term, like they always do. And they will say under the tutu-tutu lulu-lulu term, Sweden will not be a full member, but will benefit of all the things that, Article 5 of joint intervention in case Finland is attacked, they will leave out one or two little things, unimportant things that will be under the condition of tutu-tutu, okay? And the rest will be in there like a NATO member state. And that would be decided not by unanimous vote, therefore eliminating Turkey, but by a majority, 51. And believe me, 51%. Believe me, United States will be able to get 51% just by looking at the weasels. Doesn't have to look at the weasels, because the weasels reflexively, yes, we're for you, we're with you. So this is the easiest way that I foresee happening. Sweden will join one way or another this organization, and NATO troops will probably place military installations in Sweden and all that. And in Finland as well, the same way things will work. I've seen this before, and we will see it again. That's the way it works. Like let's say you play Monopoly. You play Monopoly, a little game with some friends, and you always have a person who can't stand losing and acts out because it's losing, she or he is losing. We don't like losing, but at least we can control ourselves from showing that, and we enjoy the game. We're losing, and that's it. It's a competition. It's a game. You're supposed to have fun anyway. But if you lose, it's not a happy thing, more or less. But you keep it under control, even though you would feel like punching everybody else in the face because you're losing. But you keep it civil. But you will have one or two people who do not want or cannot, keep under control their feelings, and they will start acting like really toddlers and throw a fit and try to change the rules for everybody to get him or her an advantage. But that rule applies only for that circumstance and for him to somehow not lose in that circumstance. And it's going to try to create rules, and that should be stopped from the very beginning and say, no, if you start doing this, you either leave or the game is over. And how it's going to be over? Like this. Because you're not going to wait for anybody else to say, maybe, no. You know is wrong, you finish everything up. And that's it. Bye-bye. You up. I mean, this happened to me many, many times in my lifetime. And believe me, that's the correct action. So in this case, when NATO is going to, create new rules, like the person who doesn't like losing, certain countries need to stand up and say, no, we're not even talking about it. Unfortunately, Turkey or Hungary are only two countries, not that strong. I mean, Turkey is militarily strong, but they're going to be overwhelmed by the other weasels. They're going to be, yes, yes, yes. But we'll see. So this is the alternative I see. I don't see Finland and Sweden just giving up. I don't see that. They got Finland and Sweden so close from somewhere they were so far, which is no non-members, neutral and all this blah 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 blah. Like Switzerland is not neutral anymore anyway, provides all kind of shit to and agrees their weapons to be used over there. You're not neutral anymore. So anyway, these guys are going to become members, so they're not going to let them go. I'm talking about the big boss and the other NATO member states, because courage is in groups, in numbers, and cowardice is by yourself, alone. That's how they're telling us. We're united and we are the courageous, the strong ones. How come? I didn't meet that situation in real life. I always saw courage, one fighting against many, versus the other thing, like many fighting against one. But anyway, maybe this is the new rule of the monopoly that these guys are just try to impose for this circumstance, which is Ukraine or Iraq war or Yugoslavia bombing or Libya, or whenever they need, they change things. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.